A reading of the Halflings Gem by RA Salvatore. The world is full of ruffians. The world is full of people of good character. Both of these statements are true, I believe, because within most of the people I have known lies the beginning points of both seemingly disparate paths. Some people are too timid to ever be ruffians, of course, and others too kind-hearted. And similarly, some folk are too hard-tempered to ever let their good qualities show. But the emotional makeup of most people lies somewhere in the middle, a shade of gray that can easily be darkened or lightened by simple interaction. Race can certainly alter the shade. Oh, well, I have seen that since my road led me to the surface. An elf might noticeably flinch at the approach of a dwarf, while a dwarf might do likewise, or even spit upon the ground if the situation is reversed. Those initial impressions are sometimes difficult to overcome, and sometimes become lasting. But beyond race and appearance and other things we cannot control, I have learned that there are definite decisions that I can make concerning which reaction I will edge someone else toward. The key to it all, I believe, is respect. When I was in Luskan with Wulfgar, we crossed through a tavern full of ruffians, men who use their fists and weapons on an almost daily basis. Yet, another friend of mine, Captain Dudermont of the Sea Sprite, often frequents such taverns, and rarely, very rarely, ever gets into so much as a verbal argument. Why is this? Why would a man such as Dudermont, obviously, as is shown by his dress and manner, a man of some wealth, and a man of respectable society as well, not find himself immersed in brawls as regularly as the others? He often goes in alone, and stands quietly at the bar, but though he hardly says a word, he surely stands out among the more common patrons. Is it fear that holds the ruffians from the man? Are they afraid that if they tangle with Dudermont, they will find retribution at the hands of his crew? Or has Dudermont simply brought with him such a reputation for ferocity as to scare off any potential challengers? Neither, I say. Certainly the captain of the Sea Sprite must be a fine warrior, but that is no deterrent to the thugs of the taverns. Indeed, the greatest fighting reputation only invites challenges among those folk. And though Dudermont's crew is formidable by all accounts, more powerful and connected men than he have been found dead in the gutters of Luskan. No. What keeps Captain Dudermont safe is his ability to show respect for anyone he meets. He is a man of charm, who holds well his personal pride. He grants respect at the outset of a meeting, and continues that respect until the person forfeits it. This is very different than the way most people view the world. Most people insist that respect has to be earned, and with many I have come to observe, earning it is no easy task. Many, and I include Brunner and Wulfgar in this group, demand that anyone desiring their friendship first earn their respect. And I can understand their point of view, and once believed that I held one similar. On my journey south on the Sea Sprite, Captain Dudermont taught me better, made me realize without ever uttering a word on the subject, that demanding of another that he earns your respect is, in of itself, an act of arrogance, a way of self-elevation, implying by its very nature that your respect is worth earning. Dudermont takes the opposite approach, one of acceptance, and one lacking initial judgment. This may seem a subtle alternative, but it most certainly is not. Would that the man be anointed a king, I say, for he has learned the secret of peace. When Captain Dudermont, dressed in his finery, enters a tavern of common peasant thugs, most within the place, and society at large, would view him as superior. And yet, in his interactions with these people, there is no air of superiority about the man at all. In his eyes, and in his heart, he is among peers. Among other intelligent creatures whose paths have led them to a different, and not better or worse place than his own. And when Dudermont grants respect to men who would think nothing of cutting his heart out, he disarms them. He takes away whatever reason they might have found to fight with him. there is much more to it than that. Captain Dudermont is able to do this because he can honestly attempt to see the world through the eyes of another. He is a man of empathy, a man who revels in the differences of people rather than fearing those differences. How rich is his life, how full of wonder and how wide of experience. Captain Dudermont taught these things to me by example. Respect is one of the most basic needs of reasoning creatures, particularly among men. An insult is just that, because it is an assault upon respect, upon esteem, and upon that most dangerous of qualities, pride. So when I meet people now, they do not need to earn my respect. I grant it, willingly and happily, expecting that in doing so, I will come to learn even more about this beautiful world around me, that my experiences will widen. Certainly, some people will see this as weakness or cowardice, will misconstrue my intentions as sublimation, rather than an acceptance of equal worth. But it is not fear that guides my actions. I have seen far too much of battle to fear it any longer. It is hope. The hope that I will find another Brunner, or another Caddy Bree. I've come to know that I can never have too many friends. So I offer you respect, and it will take much for you to lose it. But if you do, if you choose to see it as a weakness and seize upon your perceived advantage, well, perhaps I'll then let you talk to Guinevere. Drizzt do Erden. Thanks for watching.